This game started as a school project, but now it's a half-finished indie game with customizable weapons and a dynamic shadow system. Today I'll show you how it works, and I'll also talk a bit about the development of my game. In school, everybody had to do a project. I wanted to make a game, because I've been working on games for a pretty long time. At first I wanted to publish it on Steam, but according to the rules of my school, every work is publicly available. I've already been working on it for 2 months before I knew this, and I really wanted this game to be on Steam. So I had to change my plans and create another game. But at least I've published the Steam page of shuttle mining on Steam. I want to turn this into a full-fledged game. I'm currently working on the shadow system. I think every mining game needs a shadow system. Just look at Minecraft or Noita or Terraria. Every single game has a shadow system. Before making one myself, I looked at other games. I especially looked at Terraria. From some screenshots I found on Google, I could guess how Terraria's system works. Now let's take a look at my old shadow system. I made this shadow system just to give the game an atmosphere. Even if it was just a prototype, I wanted the caves to be dark. My first simple shadow system works with shaders. Everything gets drawn with the shader, and it works like this. First, I give the shader a value of darkness. The deeper you go, the darker it gets. Then I calculate every pixel's distance to the player and make it darker accordingly. So the closer you are to the player, the brighter it gets. The problem with this system was that it could only simulate one light. But in my games there are many laser weapons, and I also wanted the lasers to glow. So I came up with my second shadow system. I think this system is more similar to Terraria than the last one. This system can simulate multiple lights at once. And it works like this. This shadow system is grid based. So I have a grid. Every 16th pixel on the screen has a shadow value. At the start of each frame, the shadow value is everywhere the same. After this, I simulate the lights. Every light reduces the shadow value of the pixels around them. After this, I draw a lot of squares, and I make a transition between the dark values of every single square. To make things glow, every light has a different intensity. This is why some lights are bigger and some are smaller. To make the objects glow in a certain color, like red and blue, I created a separate sprite and made the objects draw them in their color. While making this shadow system, there were a few problems, but I managed to solve them pretty quickly. As of now, there are only a few objects in my game that emit light, but I want a lot more objects to glow. For example, the oven, or the fire of the enemies, or lightning, yeah, and maybe even some ores. The next thing that I want to add to my game are enemies that inhabit the caves. I don't want them to emit light, I want them to shoot at you in the darkness. I'm also thinking about making them able of giving the player a blinding effect. I also want to add plants in the caves, like glowing moss for example. If you like my game, you can wishlist it on Steam. It's called Shuttle Mining, and I just published the Steam page.